What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Drew J. Rogers up in the building, and you know what day it is. You know what time it is. I am joined by professional handicapper, Mr. Danny Domino himself, who had a very good week last week. I think he went 7-6 overall. Your boy, I'm not going to say my full record, but I only hit 2 picks. If you listened last week, you do the math. So either this week you fade me or you would come back on the trail because, regression to the mean is a real thing. But today we have our pick 'em, and folks, get ready to make some money.
You are Locked On Seminoles, your daily podcast on the Florida State Seminoles, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another edition of Locked On Seminoles Pick'em Edition with Mr. Danny Domino himself. It's your boy, Drew J. Rogers up in the building. I'm joined by my tribunal of thickness compadre, Mr. Danny Domino himself at 18_Wheeler. Danny, how you feeling, my guy?
Feeling real good, especially since those Braves, they won the World Series. I know you're real excited about that, but I'm feeling great today. How have you been?
Yeah, go yourself. Folks, if you don't know, I'm a big Marlins fan. One of our big rivals actually is the Braves, but I hate them also for more personal and also just the congratulations to them. I will say that I do love Freddie Freeman, probably the most likable person in baseball. Also, Ronald Acuna Jr. is probably one of my favorite players. He's from my dad's hometown in Venezuela. But congrats to them. Congrats to you, Danny. Enjoy it, but go yourself. But we're not here to discuss baseball. We're here to discuss our picks, and we're gonna catch up with what happened last week because I'm a man of of integrity. Your boy did poorly last week. Your boy overall, my first bad week on the pod. I went 2-9. 2-9. I have to own it. It's not good for the year. But Danny, you actually had your first positive week in the past 2 weeks. You went 7-6 overall. And let them know.
Could have been 8-5 if that last second Florida State debacle didn't happen. The nice thing is all my losers were pretty easy losers, and all my winners were pretty easy winners. So it was a pretty sweat-free week for the most part.
Yeah, I kind of knew I was going to be in for a bad weekend when I saw FSU didn't cover their spread and also didn't cover the total to the under on a single last play. I just sat there. I'm like, you know what? I deserve this. I've been doing pretty well for the past month and a half, and you know what? It happens, but we're here to turn the page, not stay on there. But Danny, great week last week. Proud of you. You needed it after a few weeks, but now we're here to get some new winners for the folks, for the people. So let's bring it up, and let's go with your first card. Your card.
Absolutely. I'm going to start with my super dog, and I'm going to South Alabama +4. They're +155-ish on the money line. I absolutely love this team. I've talked about them a couple times. They got Jalen Tolbert, who is probably the most underappreciated receiver in the whole country. He's got 60 catches for 1,000 yards and 6 tutties. And then Kane Womack, who is the youngest head coach in D1. He was Indiana's DC the last couple years when everyone talked about how good Indiana's defense was. And then their last 3, they've won by 18. They lost by 10. And then they won by 27. Troy's last 3 have been a loss by 7, and then 2 wins by 3. They do have 2 common opponents. I forget who the one is now that I'm looking at my notes, but South Alabama beat them by 27, and Troy beat them by 3. And then they also both played UL Monroe. South Alabama lost by 10. Troy lost by 13. So, I think they're pretty comparable. I think +4, you're going to have the best 2 players on the field for South Alabama, and you have the best coach in the matchup. So give me the Jags out of South Alabama +4. And +55 if you're feeling frisky.
Okay, I can get behind that. I'm not going to take that because last time I took anything involving South Alabama, I got burned. And Arkansas State, thank you so much for that and making me realize not to be so reckless this week. So I'm going to take a little more disciplined Drake approach. So I'm going to sit back and send my positivity your way, which worked wonders last week for you. So I'm staying out of it. But folks, take Danny's super dog of South Alabama +4 and feeling a little frisky as he usually is. Takes Alabama +155 on the money line to win outright. Danny, where are we off to next?
I'm going to go to the Big Ten, and I'm going to rock with Sparty -3 against Purdue, and I'm also going to be on that over 54. Michigan State, everyone knows they came out there number 3 in the college football rankings. They still have to play Ohio State and Penn State the rest of this year. But luckily for them, the next week is at Maryland. So there's not really a huge look-ahead spot here. Next week is a spot where you could look at fading Michigan State. But right now, I think -3. Purdue already beat Iowa, so it's going to have Sparty's attention as well. Michigan State's just a better bounce, better offense, better defense, better coaching, if you want to look at it that way, even though Jeff Brom, are we or are we not? I think everyone knows that clip.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured. And the over, Purdue averages over 300 yards passing a game. Michigan State gives up 300 yards passing a game. Numbers a little off because they did play Western Kentucky, who threw for almost 500 yards, and they gave up almost 400 to Miami through the air. A couple late big plays for the Hurricanes sort of bumped that up. But I think Michigan State's going to get up there. I think they're going to be up there in 35-ish range. I think Purdue can put 21 points up, and 35 plus 21 is 56, which hits the over.
So I actually took Michigan State at open at -3, which I actually do like that pick a lot. I'm going to ride with you on that one, mainly because I do think that it's at the point now that we were waiting for Michigan State to fall and flip on their face, right? Where their passing attack isn't strong enough, but they're just being carried by a very sound defense, very sound offense, and Heisman dark horse Kenneth Walker III, KW3. So I actually do like Michigan State -3. However, I don't like taking overs in these games primarily because their offensive attack is very, I don't want to say mediocre. It just doesn't bring, it's nothing. It's like a plant. It's just there. They have.
So you hate Big Ten offenses.
I do hate Big Ten offenses. I'm selfish. I'm sorry.
That's all you got to say.
I got a beef. I got a bias. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna go against you here. I'm actually gonna take the under at 54 instead. Primarily because, Jeff Brom, I don't think is a very good head coach. I think he had the one good year. Purdue, they're always good. They're always good to scare, top ranked teams while they're unranked. So give me the under 54. So folks, ride with the boys here with Michigan State -3. However, we are at odds with our odds. Take the over if you're feeling frisky with Danny at 54, or ride with your boy. Take the under at 54. Daniel, where are we out to next?
I'm going to go over to Conference USA. I don't know how much longer it's going to exist, so I'm getting all the plays in while we can. North Texas -5. They're playing Southern Miss, who might be one of the worst teams in the country, even though every time I say this, the team somehow wins that week.
Folks, take them now. Take those Miss now.
Southern Miss, their last 4 games, they've been losing by over 19 points a game. North Texas is coming off a big win. The week before, they were up 12 on Liberty in the third quarter. And, man, DeAndre Torrey, he's my boy. He's my under the radar spotlight I'm going to give credit to this week. Running back for North Texas, has 900 yards. He's got 8 tutties on the season already. I just think this is a perfect spot for a huge blowout for a team with confidence in North Texas and a team that's pretty much packed it in Southern Miss. And Southern Miss only averages 250 yards a game. It's that 4.5, even better. Southern Miss is bad. North Texas is not as bad, and they're a team of confidence. Give it to me. The Mean Green, North Texas, -4.5.
So here's my thing with this one. I'm not going against you in this one because I don't know that much about Southern Miss other than they are bad. I do agree with you. They're probably one of the worst teams in the country. That's why they're having such issues with coaching and everything. But North Texas is also a pretty damn bad team. And also, everyone knows, is Seth Luttrell still the head coach there? Has he been fired yet?
I cannot tell you that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Folks, this is what you come here for to see whether or not people still have their jobs. Give me 1 second. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's still there.
Yeah.
And the one big thing is that I've been hearing coach rumors that he's out mainly because people are just sick and tired of like how anemic his offenses are, his defense. Like nothing just is done well at all whatsoever. And he missed a window by going to a new head coaching job when they actually were pretty good 2 years ago.
Sounds like he's coaching for his job. I love it.
So with Willie Taggart, you know what happened with that? We got blown out by Miami. So I'm gonna stay out of this one, but I do, like I said before, this is a positive vibes only show. So Danny, take North Texas at -4.5. You want to ride with the boy. North Texas -4.5, and I look at the total. It's at 48. Maybe see if that moves to 49. Maybe take that under, but we'll see what it is on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So Danny, what's your next pick?
I'm going to a game that I know you like. It's going to be a nice little bankroll builder here. I'm on Wake Forest +115. I think Wake Forest is getting disrespected. They came in, I believe, 10th in the CFP initial rankings, which, I mean, I just think that's no respect for the ACC. But then you see they ranked Oklahoma at 8, and they're undefeated. So I can't be too mad about that one. But Hartman's the real deal. Jakari Roberson is the real deal. Dave Clawson, I know you've been hyping him up, but that's a program that flies under the radar. They constantly are not contending for ACC titles, but they're not in the bottom. They're not Duke. They're not. He's done a great job up there. And I think they know they have something special going on. North Carolina is not a good team. All the preseason rankings and all that stuff was wrong. They're coming off they gave up 44 points to Notre Dame last week. And if Notre Dame's scoring 44 on you, Wake is going to score points. So give me the Demon Deeks +115. And I'll be more than happy to start my afternoon with a new money line dog winner.
Yeah, I'm actually so with Dave Clawson. Someone asked me, I think a few years ago when we fired Taggart, do you want Dave Clawson head coach? I was like, absolutely not. And now 2-3 years ago, I'm like, damn, we could have really had Dave Clawson. And it's just more the fact that he's able to make a coach. Like, I don't think he'd be a fit here. I really don't. It has to be at a smaller school with a private school. I remember like Wake Forest, the fact that they're number 10 in the country while being the smallest Power 5 school and the 6th smallest FBS school is nothing sort of amazing. And it's mainly because of his dynamic play calling and the personnel he actually picks for his program. It's crazy to me. And like you were saying before, like they have Sam Hartman, who probably is, I think he's a better QB than Kenny Pickett, primarily because he's improved every single year, while Kenny Pickett had 3 years of being average and then out of nowhere just blows up because he actually is asked to do everything under the sun. But you have Jakari Roberson, stud wide receiver, and then you have A.T. Perry on the other side to supplement him with Christian Beal-Smith too as well.
Yeah.
So I love Wake in this spot because UNC this year reminds me of FSU in 2018, who was picked or favored in every damn game. And I bet against us a lot that year. It made me a lot of money because I knew how bad that team was. Kudos to Max for being the first one to say that UNC was going to be good this year because they lost Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, De'Ami Brown, Daz Newsome.
They lost everyone but Sam Howell.
Exactly. And Sam Howell's still playing really good. It's not his fault. He's still playing like a first round quarterback. He's just the team around him isn't good anymore. They're not. So as you can tell, folks, this is officially the double down of the weekend. Wake +115. Go Demon Deacons. We're gonna be, corralling some Tar Heels, and the over at 76.5 is super, super high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna do it, honestly.
I don't know if you're going over under here. I don't know where you're going.
I'm going to take the over in this game at 76.5.
I had no idea where you were going.
Primarily because I think I've taken the under in those games a lot. This is a game I really, really do think that there's going to be no defense play because Wake's defense has been hurt a lot the past few weeks. Yeah. I think they're out 5 to 6 starters on the side of the ball, which is insane. So, folks, take the double down +115. And even though I said I was going to be disciplined this week, also, if you want to ride with me take the over at 76.5.
So just so you know something about this over, if I'd have known you were going on it, I would have told you. Just a second, I'm looking it up here. So there's been 16 games this year that had midweek point totals over 70.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 of them have gone over. So totals over 70s, the unders are 14-2.
Let's flip that, folks. We're taking the under 76.5 because I can't go against numbers like that. So, folks,
I was just letting you know there that I saw that on ESPN and thought it was an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah, no, actually, you know what, Danny? Thank you for that. That's why we keep you around. That's why I keep you around. So, folks, take Wake at plus 115, which is the official double down of the weekend, and also Dan's bankroll builder. And also, take if you're undisciplined like myself, even though I'm going to be reforming myself this week, take the under at 76.5 for Wake Forest UNC. Daniel, where are we off to next?
As you can see by the hat, I talked about it last weekend. My Bulldogs from Fresno State. I'm going to keep this one quick. -5 at home. It's going to be electric. Boise State's defense gives up over 400 yards a game. Fresno State averages 480 yards per game. I'm expecting Fresno State to win this game 75-0. Give me the Bulldogs. I don't know if they have a chant or anything, but I'm going to be all about the Bulldogs this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to ride that too. I love Fresno State. I think overall, I mean, we discussed our affinity for Jake Haener, their quarterback there, the former University of Washington transfer. And Boise State, to me, is a team that they should be better, but they're not. I just don't.
It's sort of weird.
I don't get it, honestly. But I'm not going to go any more than that than you did. Because I think just basically it's Fresno State, folks. Yeah. This is officially a Bulldog gambling show. We love the Bulldogs. We're a big Jake Haener fan club. Shout out to the boy. So, folks, ride with the boys. Take Fresno State at -5 against Boise State. Yeah, I don't see anything else on there that I actually would take. So, folks, take Fresno State at -5. Go Bulldogs. And Danny, where are we out to next?
I want to give a shout out to college basketball starting on Tuesday. I will officially be locked in my room forever. Quick little play. Put the V's up. Villanova plus 1,400 to win the national title if you're looking to get a little long-term play in there. Not a bad one. Bringing back Colin Gillespie. You got the best coach in the country in Jay Wright. Give them to me, Wildcats. But outside of that, I think we're ready to load them up and go to the 6-shooter.
I don't know about that, Danny. You have there's a specific team.
Oh, there is one. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm about to say, Danny, you can't be forgetting about your favorites.
That's on me. That's on me. Do you want to lead it off since you brought it up?
I will tee you up. How about that? Because I do know this is a team, folks, that I know a lot about, primarily living down the South Florida area. So I get a lot of Valley Sports, Florida. Shout out. FIU sucks. FIU is not good at the football. They really are not. That's a team that Danny, I tried to tell him, warn about against FAU a few weeks ago. They have Butch Davis, the former Miami Hurricanes head coach from the late 90s. And they play Old Dominion this weekend. And I'm pretty sure FIU is a loss away. If they can get relegated, that would save them from the disgrace you're about to watch on Saturday. So, Danny, take it away.
All right. Well, thanks for the tee up there. I'm riding Old Dominion -3. It's more of a fade of FIU than a play on Old Dominion. Their last 8, I believe, they're losing by, or last 6, however many. They're losing by a total of almost 27 points. And I talked about Old Dominion a couple weeks ago. If you go back to listen when they played Marshall, it was a team that was close to winning. And once they got the taste, I think they're going to keep doing it. They took Marshall to overtime that week as a 21-point dog. And Marshall's 7-3. They also lost to UTEP by 7, who's 6-2, and they scored a touchdown with like 5 minutes to go and got the 2-point conversion to go up 7. So they were winning there. And then they lost by 1 at Buffalo, who Buffalo's a good MAC team. They have talent there. So I like it. And I'm also going to be on the team total over 27 is what it should be at, somewhere in that general area. FIU's defense gives up 485 yards of offense. That might be on pace to be the worst defense of all time. That has to be close. They're giving up 36.6 points per game. In their last 6 teams have all hit this team total over. Give me Old Dominion, give me the Monarchs, and give me the team total over 27, 27 and a half, 37. I don't care. They're hitting you over. This is going to be a big win for the Monarchs.
And now, Danny, it's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It is 6-shooter time, baby. Let me get the timer up real quick. Let me get the little caption. Folks, whenever we do the picks here, we always want to make sure we send you off with the best picks available, especially when your boy goes 2-9 from the week before. But we're here to rectify that this week, and Danny is here to continue his hot streak. So, Danny, let me get my timer up.
And remember, it's just as hard to lose a bet as it is to win. Could have been 9-2.
Exactly. That's why we call it gambling and not winning. Now, Danny, you want to take a little deep breath?
I'm good. I already took my drink of water.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
All right. Start you in 5, 4, 3, 2. Folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. 2, 1, go.
I'm going to start going with Navy at Notre Dame. I'm buying it up to 21. Right now it's 20 and a half. I think 21 is your magic number there. Oklahoma State minus 3.5 going to Morgantown. I think Oklahoma State is that team in the Big 12. I think they win the Big 12. Auburn, Texas A&M under 49. Bo Nix on the road. Jimbo's defense is incredible this year. And another big recruiting weekend for them. I think Jimbo shows out. Marshall -1 at FAU. Marshall is the class of Conference USA, and they're going to prove it again, going down to Boca Raton and beating Florida Atlantic. Tennessee, a pick 'em against Kentucky. Kentucky's struggling a little bit. Tennessee's finally starting to hit their stride. And to close out the trend of my away teams I'm betting on, give me Houston -13 at South Florida. South Florida cannot throw. Houston's going to shut down that run. Houston -13.
I'm sorry, Danny.
No, I went a little too far on.
You went a little too far. 1 minute and 3 seconds. You took us out.
Went too deep in South Florida, man.
You went way too deep in South Florida, my guy.
When I did these, I looked at them and I realized all 5 ATS that I took are all on the road.
All right, Danny. Unfortunately, you did not hit your under the minute mark. So hopefully, I can bring something a little bit back for the promised land for the folks out here. So, Danny, if you can give me a little bit of countdown, we can head off.
All right, you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Folks, take Army Air Force under 37. I know it's a really low number, but trends, I think since 2005, I think they hit a 65% clip when it comes to Surface Academy unders. So take the under at Army Air Force 37. Also take Ole Miss at -9.5. Folks, it's Ole Miss. They're playing Liberty. All Liberty has is Malik Willis, and I think Lane Kiffin needs to prove a point after last week. Next, I'm going to agree with Danny. Take Navy +21. Navy is actually a pretty decent team since the beginning of the year, and Notre Dame, they're not pretty good stopping the run, and that's all Navy pretty much freaking does. So take Navy +21. Lastly, take Mississippi State +5 against Arkansas. I think Mississippi State since the beginning of the year is actually probably one of the better teams actually in the SEC. And I think Arkansas with Sam Pittman is kind of hitting a little bit of a wall. So Mississippi State +5. Next, take the FAU Marshall over 57.5. That's my well right now. I think Willie Taggart actually has something good in N'Kosi Perry in that offense. So hit the over 57.5. And lastly, take the real crown jewel of Conference USA with the UTSA Roadrunners at -11. Because UTSA with Jeff Traylor, that's a damn good team with a damn good head coach.
What was mine?
103.
103 what?
27.
You were 103.9.
What?
Because you had to get the jab in about the real crown jewel of Conference USA. Listen, I love the Roadrunners. I love them. Meat all day. But until Marshall isn't, they are. Or some stupid quote I've heard before. Marshall's still the class of the Conference USA.
I hate you so much. Damn it. You started that late, folks. Danny, sorry, you started that early. I don't believe Danny for a damn second. I don't believe that's dirty as hell.
Hey, all you got to do is edit 4 seconds out. Just edit something out and you'll be under.
Oh, Dan. Oh, you best damn believe I'm going to edit that out. But, folks, thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast from. It means a lot that you guys actually listen to our gambling show on Saturdays or Fridays, or actually whenever we're dropping this, because we work hard on this. Like me and Danny, we love doing this, and also we bet our own money on this. So trust me, we can tell when we're having a good week or a bad week, as you can tell. Yeah, trust me, because you can tell the mood with that. But we do this for y'all. We do this to make sure that we give you the best picks possible. And please, as well, always, if you can, like us, subscribe to us on YouTube, hit the little bell button so we don't get all the content, whether it be this or the main episodes or the Know Your Foe that we just dropped with Evan from the Red and White podcast, also from Ken and Gibbs from Locked On Wolfpack. And Danny, got anything else to say?
To your point about Air Force and Army under, in the last 49 games between service academies, the unders are 39, 9, and 1. So it's actually even better than the 65% that you said. That's hitting above 75%, I believe.
Oh, God, that makes me so damn happy. But folks,
under promise and over deliver, buddy. Remember
under promise and over deliver. We take that to the grave with content. We take that to the grave with gambling. And folks, that is it for today. Thank you so much for love and support. For Drake, that was Danny. We'll see y'all next time on Locked On Seminoles, baby. Happy gambling.
Happy gambling. Go Noles. Ride Wolfpack. Season starts on Tuesday. Let's go.